stage is yours.
Thank you. You see my presentation, right?
Yes.
It's good. Okay, so welcome on my behalf also to get ready for the Workday 22R1, and this is the cross-application services. I'm Mari Sanafred, functional consultant here in Tietoevry. I have been here almost 3 years now. I have certifications on HCM Core, People Experience and Core Compensation. I also have advanced knowledge on the security, which I have been working mostly on Workday. With the questions and answers, please add them to the chat, and we will go through during the presentation, in end of the presentation, and if we do not have time to answer all, we will come back on those. Session is recorded, and you have been presented the possibility to download the presentations. Safe harbor statement. This is containing lots of forward-looking statements, so safe harbor statement applies throughout the whole presentation. Here's agenda for this part of the presentation. First, we're going to go through the key features coming in 22R1, and then some other smaller features for this release also. Then I will go through some of the features that has been delivered after last September release. So wanted to show some coming after that. And then we will have a little brief look on the roadmaps. One first key feature for the cross application service is the innovation services and machine learning opt-in. So Workday is streamlining the innovation service and machine learning data opt-in process. This is available, of course, all who have the innovation service agreement, or valid for you guys, and then it includes these 3 new items for this setup. So the machine learning data process location selection, innovation services and data opt-in redesign, and data field list for machine learning features. For this location selection, Workday is delivering this new task, edit tenant setup machine learning, where you can override the default US data processing region. So this is for the innovation services and machine learning features on that. So if you want to add other than US area or region for the data processing, you need to be doing this task. And it is in this managed innovation service domain. So if you don't see it, you can check from there, set the permissions in that domain. And then the innovation services and data opt-in redesign, we have had already this innovation service opt-in and maintain innovation services selection opt-in tasks, also reports, but now they're streamlining it to one report where you can select opt-ins you want to enable and not, and kind of getting the nice full overview for both sides. And then there's going to be a couple of new, 3 new categories for the data selection opt-in task. And for the configuration, if wanted, you need to do the task for the edit tenant setup machine learning, and after you do it once, after that the task it will say if you cannot change it. So if you want to change it after selecting it once, then you need to contact the customer support. For at least for my experience, I went to the TMS tenant and the USA is there as a default, and I was able to change it to EU. So that is one thing you need to be doing if wish to choose the other region. And the report, the new Streamlight report, is available without any setting up, but if you don't see it, you can check the Managed Innovation Service domain security for that. We can check a little bit from the tenant how it looks for you. So the new task coming, it is, I have done it now in TMS, so it looks like this for me. But first time you go there, you will have this selection there where you can choose the other the EU, or leave it as a, if it's USA, you don't need to add the other default or change the default there. So that is one thing, and the opt-in task. Here you can see we have had, and we have the innovation service opt-in and the data selection opt-in, but now they are both included, this innovation service and data selection opt-in task. And see how this streamlined. It is the same features than it has been, but you have it in this the same streamline. You can go to next, and here you can see all the categories. Here are the 3 new categories coming up automatically, and seeing the summary, all the things you have chosen for your tenant. How's this looking? Good new feature for here, or kind of streamlined actions. So summary, what is changing? The location selection there, so that is set up required if you want to have anything else than the default. And then the new report with the new design is automatically there. But of course, if you don't see it, then check the security. And the new categories are listed in automatically also there. Then we're gonna jump into the, I think most of you are interested in this people experience new homepage. Here is a link for the new features presented by Workday, and I think I'm going to answer some of the questions you had already in the chat with the demo and the presentation. But if I don't, please add the questions to the chat at least after the demo, and additional considerations if I have not answered something that is still on your mind. Let's go through at least some of the questions right after this part of the presentation. So the new homepage coming. It's coming by default now to all. Idea is simplifying, streamlining how the lookers new refresh look for the all employees. It's included, at least in this release, it has 3 new items coming. So people experience homepage default experience, external cards for the home cards workspace, and enterprise, so it's enhanced search. I will also go through in the later part of the presentation this Workday Today opt-out task. Workday has presented or added this possibility to still opt out from this, but you need to do actions about that. But I don't, the possibility for some business reasons, I don't have the examples what can be, but it's possibility there. So the configuration, what you need to be doing, the homepage and search are coming by default. For that, you don't need to do anything about. But in the people experience functional area, we have the setup people experience configuration domain, which you want to, if it's not enabled, then you want to enable it and add permissions to the security groups you want the configuration to be. So most likely some admin role that after that can be configuring the new homepage. So that is one thing you need to check. And if you want machine learning part for the homepage. I will show how it looks there. You need to have the ISA agreement, the Innovation Service Agreement. If you have that already, then you need to go and enable the machine learning for people experience. So that is one thing also that needs to be considered and done. And then you might want to go and check the configure people experience homepage content. I will show how it will look and what you can do there. And then go through the cards in workspace, card workspace, like what cards you might want to be. And I will show this all to you. So let's just jump to the tenant. Easier to go through from here. I know if some of you were in the presentation with Marika, so some are similar things what I'm going through, but I think the recap is just good for all of us. So a homepage is coming as a default, like said. This waiting your actions part is first 3 items from your inbox, and if you have journeys, then also possible journey task you will be seeing that there also. You have a possibility to configure if this is visible in the homepage or not. I will show you. On the right side, we have the quick tasks here. So this is the part is shown if you enable the machine learning innovation service opt-in. If you don't do that, then this quick task part is not available here. But that is something you might want to consider if you want to have that or not visible, and if not, the view all apps is a part of the homepage still. So users are able to click on the view all apps, and everything you have configured the users to have required or optional are here visible for the users. And as before, users will be able to configure how the apps are seen. Same way they are able to do it from the settings here. So that is kind of the same feature, but it's just a little bit different place and look so. Under that is the announcements. There's nothing other change, but it's just different place in the home page. So announcements are set up in the same way as before, and you are able to do that still. It's just looking here on the right side. And I think there has been at least one or more brainstorms about setting up how it looks and where it is. So if you have something to say about, you can check community and brainstorms on that. Then a couple of totally new features coming with the homepage, which has not been in the old one, is the Your Team and Timely Suggestions parts here. And these are the cards you set up for the homepage. The Your Team part is for the managers. So the cards you want your managers to be having on the homepage when they come there. The cards are visible based on the security for the user and also some setting up how the cards are visible and like which timing it is and related to what process. Those are in the one admin guide. I have added that link also to this presentation I will show you. So from there you can see all the cards and where the security is and what is the timing for that. But the Your Team part is only visible for the managers, and what card if you set up the cards visible for your managers. And the Timely Suggestion part is visible for all users. It is visible there even you have not added any cards, then you just have kind of blank small box there. But if you have added some cards for the home page for users to see and the timing is correct, then the cards are visible there. But that is all up to you what kind of cards you want there to be, or do you want to any cards be there, and you can change those, of course. In one time, if you don't have that much, or some processes heading up where, for example, you need to addresses to be correct for all employees, you can add this kind of maintain your contact information card, so the user can kind of push the users to do the correct things in correct time with the help of these cards. Also, you can use the announcements for that, but the cards are helping on that, and it's like easily going to take the user to the task or report at hand. The recommended for you part here is something that we are not that much able to configure. That it's something that the coming default as from Workday what they want, but that is something that is I think in a couple of brainstorms to have some additional configuration possibilities on that. So this is how it looks and how the layout is, but when you get start before users, you might want to configure it a little bit. So we have the task configure people experience homepage content. So you should go there and check what you want to see. We have the enable inbox and disable hiding on the inbox. So you can choose the admin who has the rights to this. It was the setup domain for the people experience functional area. Is the user able to see the inbox box in beginning of the homepage? And if so, is the user able to disable the hiding? I think it's quite a nice feature, for example, to hide the also if you don't want to be seeing. So that is something you can decide. Also the external links here. So you can add new external links for Workday community or maybe your intrasite or something. So you can add the title, the quick link, and see which security groups are able to see that. And these are going to be part of the all apps link where user is going to view all apps and from there can add that. So this is currently what we are able to set up as in the home page. But with the cards, we have the cards workspace. So you can get from this homepage content task, or you can go to the card workspace also in separate task. But here you can add cards. What do you want? Anything you get the list what Workday is giving you right now, and selecting there what you want to see. And you don't need to be selecting anything if you don't want anything. And of course, like kind of based on your processes and timing yearly clock, you can choose and change those what is the suitable for that time. So it's very nicely like for change my emergency contacts. You can have some time for that and give feedback is good if you want to kind of be pushing users to remember that case. It's easy here to edit, remove, unpublish. Not all cards are editable, but some are, and I think Workday is more and more adding the cards editable also. With the edit function, you are able to get little bit the edits, but not all. I think, for example, from what timing the card is selecting, like before event, 6 weeks before, and time after event. You cannot set what is the event where it's calculating, but the timing a little bit you can see, and is it published or not. And with the titles, of course, you can do some also. So some features on that. And I think the journeys is also kind of part of with the journeys. If you would purchase the separate one, then you will have these external cards where you have even more possibilities to get exactly what you want in the card, and also a little bit extend part of it to kind of adding maybe links to some other features or systems also. So that is kind of addition to that. But with the cards, Workday delivered cards, you can do also already quite a lot to support and direct your users to do correct things in correct time. And then we can check a little bit about also the search. So if we just add let's see, search one employee. One nice new feature for the search is that you are able to see a little bit more information about that. Before it just lists the names, but if you have, for example, several employees in the same name, it's easier to kind of check, is this the correct one you are looking for or some other? One other notice in anything you get the search results here, what you have saved for the categories, and this has having default 3, was it people, task and reports, and if I remember right, the articles. But users are able to do that themselves, also save other things for the categories too, and this is something you might want to support or kind of encourage the users to do, to add the categories they are usually searching the information for. Is it organizations, staffing or something? It's just easy to drag and drop for the saved categories, and after that you get the results for the first page. But you don't need to be putting everything to the saved categories. You can check the more categories here and get the results from there too. Only thing for the admins right now, there is, I think, a known issue in Workday. We don't get the events or the processes has done to the results. So that we have the kind of workaround to use the event prefix in the global search. So that's one thing to notice. Yep, I think that was what I wanted to say about the search. And the home page. The additional considerations, what is, I have, I think, set this mostly here. The machine learning was one. So if you want a quick task for the home page, you need to enable the machine learning opt-in. And one thing to consider it. And then the cards to choose. So what card you want to be visible in the timely suggestions or the team part of for the managers. Here is the link I said I have in the presentation. It is going to the table in admin guide where it is said like this card, what security domain it's secured in, and kind of the timing, which event it's checking the timing and so on. With the search categories, yeah, you might want to kind of bring it out for the users, that saving the categories to kind of having more smooth using in that enhanced search. And then with the all apps and external links, it is something that before has been also, you can add, the admins can, or who has the security, usually the admins, have the possibility to configure what are the optional and what are the required worklets and dashboards for that. So, and otherwise, based on that, the users are able to kind of modify a little bit how it looks and which are the order and so on in that. Okay, so in summary, what is changing? Yes, the new homepage and enhanced search is coming as a default for all, but still, even like you don't need to do anything to get that pages and search, then kind of couple of things you might want to do is, of course, the setup, people experience configuration, where you get the possibility to configure the homepage. And then configure the homepage with this new task, getting the inbox or external links for that, and then go through what kind of cards you want to do. Maybe plan a little bit of the yearly clock when what card would be nice feature to have there to help the users to kind of know what they need to do at what time of the year. And the ISA for the quick tasks, the machine learning opt-in is something. Also, if you want to have that, you need to be enabled that. And here also kind of just noticing the opt-out possibility. We will go through it later on in this presentation. But now I would really want to give you a possibility to ask some questions. If I didn't answer something you still have on your mind, what you need to be doing or what is in the homepage or anything else. So Tina, do we have any questions now?
It seems that at least not the new ones came.
Okay.
And it sounds to me like you have answered the ones that came during Joachim's presentation. But then again, please, whenever you would want to ask a question, I will then read it to Marisan at the end of the presentation.
Yeah. One thing, like maybe I have usually asked many times is like, can any admins be adding some default saved categories? And answer is no, not possible at this time, but I'm pretty sure there's a brainstorm on that. And that one, maybe I want to highlight that this is new and in a development. There's lots of brainstorms and they are listening to those brainstorms. So if you have any pain points or something, good ideas for this, you might go through the brainstorms in community, vote for those, comment, and if not something that you have wanted, then you can create new brainstorms. So that is something that was very useful.
I actually just got a question or more of a
Good.
comment. So maybe if you remember from top of your mind, is there in the roadmap that the customer would be able to create cards?
Yes, the creating cards, I don't think they are going to be adding it to the workday today, creating cards, because the journey is the one, the part like where you can have more possibilities to creating cards you want, or kind of updating to add what you need. So I'm pretty sure for the Workday today, it is something that Workday delivers the cards, and you will have the little bit of the possibilities to editing it. But if you have the need for more different kind of cards, what Workday is not, of course, brainstorms, you can you can also add some ideas for them to add for the deliverable cards. But if you need more of creativity on those cards, then you need to have the journeys for that feature.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And we will have also, but I think we will have some time in the end for the questions too. So please add if something comes to your mind still. Yep. And then we have the global navigation menu coming up. Also, there's a link for the note. And this is coming as a default for all users, for the new people experience homepage users. So if you are opting out from that, then it's not, but otherwise it is coming. It is automatically coming, and it was before opt-in possibility, but now defaulting for all. And check a little bit how it looks. I think you have been told already, but it's like it's one nice feature that you have the possibility to navigate to that wherever you are. So even if you're middle of some process or something, you will always have this new icon here. I think some people in Workday have been called it as a hamburger, but I think global navigation icon, let's call it that now. So it is coming for all users defaulted. It is in this place, and when you click it, you will have the view of the apps. and shortcuts. So users are able by themselves to add the shortcuts what they want. We are not able to add for them, but they can add what they need to be kind of having, what they're using maybe mostly. Very nice. And with the apps, there's same apps with the view all apps in the homepage, but there's a little bit maybe easier, nicer view how user is able to modify the view here. So with the manage apps, it's very easy to just drag and drop how in which order user wants to be seeing the apps. Of course, there's kind of a lot of more apps when they see, other than they see in the first view. So maybe most important ones can be the most used ones can be on above. And with the configure app, they are able to configure as before too. The apps remove the ones that are optional, add some that are not there, what they have the security for, unless of course it's the required one, then just able to change the order for that. So that's nice automatic feature coming with this. Additional considerations, so like you might want to update the training material to kind of support the users to find this feature. And it's still the same task where you configure what dashboards and worklets are for users to see their own or modify for themselves. And summary for this. So not much configuration needed, and it is coming automatically for homepage, then people experience homepage users. Some new features for the Workday help part, so case creation and help workspace user experience. One is a create case for alert message coming. So Workday is improving this create for case feature. So it is available or coming for the Create Case and Create Case Advanced, both tasks, and it's kind of helping the create case solver, someone who is creating the case, for someone else to kind of notice if the person for some reason is not active, then kind of knowing that you are able to create the case, but the user might not be able to contact there or see the notification, comment, and so on. And then also the help workspace header is a little bit redesigned. The view and look is going to be the same as the home page header and not the separate one that help workspace has had. And both are coming automatically. You don't need to be doing anything on that. And here's a couple of pictures how it will look. If we got this Jen Waters, I went and just disabled her account, and then I got this alert for that. So depending, of course, on your organization, in which cases the user is not having the account enabled, then then the alert is coming. And here is, you can see a little bit of the work view on the header for the Workday Help workspace. And summary, what is changing, so the alert message coming and the header changing a bit. So automatically available, you might want to update the training material, but I don't know if these are that much the users are finding this anyway, even you don't. Then we have created data sources, a new feature for the reporting part. Workday improving the user experience for enabling report writers to create this list for the discovery boards. This includes 3 new items. This configured created data source list, created data sources subdomain, and the maintain data source list for discovery boards. This new function is secured in this new subdomain, so that is something you need to be checking who you want to be having this task available for. And then this new task maintain data source list for discovery boards is coming, and in that task you will have these possibilities to add data source lists and remove data source lists for discovery boards. And for the discovery board side, we will have the visibility for the created data source list and kind of possibility to choose also otherwise. We can a little bit on how that looks. So for the maintain data source list for the discovery board. So I have studied this in our CMS already. So it's very easily start to kind of just add data sources to the list. This button task or from the other remove, just tick to the selection what you want. And first time when you're doing this is not enabled for the discovery board, so you can kind of plan and start the list and so on before enabling it. But right away when you enable it, and if it's enabled, if you do any changes, is right away available on discovery board. And also you can disable it and then it's not there anymore. But how it looks for the user going to create new discovery board. Let's just have this here. A little bit slow. Here we can see the data sources that I have added to this test case for the graded list. So users are able to see the ones you have added to the list, kind of helping to support users to find the correct ones or the most used ones or how you want to be adding it. But there's always a possibility for users to see all also. So the default here is show only correlated data sources, but then you can add showing all data sources. So then it's visible or possible to choose any others too. Some additional consideration, I think I went through mostly. So after clicking the enable discovery boards button there in the task, it is visible there. And user is able to only have the only created data sources or choose to see all others too. And all data sources are possible to choose for that, which are available for discovery boards. And summary, these 3 items coming, and only thing you need to do if you want to check the new domain for the permissions, and then add the created data list if you want users to have that available on discovery boards. But if you don't, then they just have it as before. Then we have this drill to report links to compensate reports feature for reporting. Workday continues to enhance drill to links for compensate reports functionality. They are expanding. The users can drill to further analyze the data from composite reports also. And it's enabling to perform kind of drill to actions from that. It is automatically available for all to use in these reports. Some notes for the configuration. I had the link for the notes in the beginning, and there was more detailed notes for the configuration. You can check if you want to be going through those, but it is possible to from the compensate report access the matrix sub-reports and adding the link for there. Here's a couple of pictures how you find it. So from the report you have the, if I remember right, it was the matrix tab, this define field to summarize and create drill to report link. This is something that has been, the functionality has been in some other report types already, but now we have possibility to add for this composite reports also. And there's picture a little bit how it would look like for the users then. And summary on what's coming. So the possibility to add this drill to links, and it's available automatically. You can add those, but if you don't do anything, then just the reports are as before. And some other features that I will go through a little bit more briefly for this 22R1 release. So for the organization and roles, there's some changes for the custom organization. This was presented more in ATM core presentations, but I wanted to add a note here to remember it's also part of other than HCM wherever you use the custom organization. So some enhancement for the membership rule, performance, and assigning members, and so on. And then there's some enhancement for the organization studio user experience. There was also some enhancement for the staffing transactions, and those were presented in HCM core, I think, if I understood correctly. And for this user experience enhancement, there has been some filters to be adding, so it's a little bit easier to find or see what you have there. And also this undo redo now in separate subdomains. The items have been there before, but now it's just separate subdomains, so you are able to add security for them separately if wanted. Then for the organization roles, some small change for the maintain assignable role task. They're just renaming the assignable role column, and then the role-based security groups, and then assignable role usage. We will have this nice pattern for usage where you get the more details on that usage. Contextual security for organization web service. So the get organization web service is getting some enhancement for the contextual security, and this is available for the version 38 and higher. So you might want to check the versions possible integrations are using. Then some two performance enhancement for the role-based security. These features have been opt-in before and now just coming as a default for all automatically, just improving the performance on those if you have large numbers of role assignments and so on. So something you probably don't see, but is working on back. And then for the business processes, we have this process history user experience enhancement. So the full process record view events process tab, just renaming this person column to person up to 5 and showing only 5 first there. And if there's more, you can see the all persons, the number, how many, and from there have the full list visible on that. And Workday Docs, Workday supporting using Workday Docs in Amazon Web Service data centers and all other data centers also. For the globalization, area, the business object translation report, the new report, it has been there before, but some enhancement for that. They will have now 2 different tabs for that to be able to navigate better what you are looking for and wanting to view. And then the search functionality better, because I'm going to start using the searching for the base value also. And then the performance on the search also getting better. The language is coming, so one big thing I think of a nice thing of the German translations coming for the Workday Assistant. So for us in Europe side, I think good feature. Business process administration translation getting Japanese, Korean, and so on. You have the list here. I added also this link for the community if you want to check the plans on the languages on Workday. Get more information on the future also. And the mobile and notification alerts, the mobile is having this name pronunciation. I think you were going through it in HCM, a bigger feature for the core side, but this is just a note that it is available also on a mobile side. Notification designer as an innovation service. Feature that has been there, but have getting some improvements on that on this release. Then for the user experience, I think this edits and selections, we have the note here too. This is quite visible for you when you go there. We have seen it already like on my demos also. So when you go to task, you have this pop-up there and it's easy to get back on where you started. So nice new fresh look on that too, I think. The table viewing options, it has been there before it was defaulted as been before. Now it's defaulted for this new view viewing option, but you still have the possibility to go back on how it was. But now I think little by little going for the new look. Then we have some enhancements or improvements on the date fields used on cross of Workday. So streamlining on that too. Then there's quite a bunch of improvements also in high contrast mode support. I didn't present this that much more. I don't think it is that much used, but also if someone is using your organization, you go through this what it is coming. These are mostly, if I remember, automatically there, but just better usage for the high contrast mode for Windows. And I have a couple of slides for other new features for the reporting and analytics. I had the 2 new key features presented earlier, but there's some smaller ones which I added to this list. So for the discovery boards, there's this export with description. So when you export this to custom report, Workday is including the description for that also if you have it in the list. And then support unlimited number of data sources coming on that too. Drill down on discovery boards. There's going to be this breadcrumb trail for the discovery board visualization. And the drill to report links on matrix reports functionality that has been there already, but it's enhanced a little bit about kind of possibilities to enable blank values and 0 values there. So if you're using those, you can check this new enhancement on that. And then the event logic for custom objects, so improvement for the custom object performance. So no longer creating a event light if in the transaction log when you unchange custom data on loaded web services. And it's on business objects, financial aid period, and worker. And then rename discovery board fields. You have this possibility to rename on that if you go to the field options on discovery boards, and you can rename that. So giving it more the look you want. And then 2 new web services coming or delivered for the service. So if you use those, you have more flexibility on that now too. Then we have, like I told in the beginning, some features I wanted to show you from after the last release have delivered. Workday has delivered. These are mostly some I checked that setup is required. I did not go through those that are automatically coming or have been coming automatically. Those you probably have seen and noticed if noticeable for you, but wanted to just highlight a couple of here for you to notice. One nice new feature is this assistant users reports discovery board. So if you have assistant in use, you have possibility now to add this discovery board where you very nicely can see how the users are using the assistant. These are a list of the items which are part of this new feature, and there's a link where you can check more details on this too. But you are able to, Workday is delivering this or having this delivered discovery boards and assistant users report there. So from there you can copy for your discovery board, and yeah, here you can see how it looks. Very nice information on how users are seeing, like how many unique requests has been today, last 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, how many unique users and how many has returned to ask from the assistant, the success percent, so how many questions the assistant has been able to reply and so on. And nicely also seeing on job by job profile, language, country, what kind of support users are getting from the assistant. So I think this is very nice new discovery board possible to copy for you. So wanted to bring this on your knowledge. And then I promised in the beginning that we will check on this Workday Today opt-out task. So in some reason, maybe some business reason or anything, you might want to opt out from this new people experience homepage and the enhanced search. You have the possibility to do that, but it's only until the next release, and it is something that you need to do before the production delivery. You can test it now in preview, and but you need to be done that in production before the release features are coming to the production. You're able to do it like once, like if you have opt out and you go back from the opting in or remove the opt out. After that, you cannot go back to opting out. So if you go once to the new people experience homepage, then you are there. So that should be noted there. The task is available there, I think, in production for you already. How should be this node is something that is released already. And something to note, you cannot opt out if you have the help of Workday journeys enabled. And here's the link where you can get more information on that. And some other features wanted to list here. You can check more information if it's more valid for your organization, but some enhancement for the case collaboration. So in Workday Help, Workday Journeys is having the workspace experience enhancements, knowledge management, which is part of the Workday Help, the articles. So having that a little bit more enhanced search results. Beacon Employee Voice is having some possibilities to add the worklets there for the users to easily take the surveys. And the external cards in people experience are having some more advanced scheduling options, and this is the external cards are part of the journey. And people experience workspace has been having some new enhancements which we saw already when I showed the demo. And then the notification designer as innovation service having Workday provided a new divided content type for that and enhancements in that innovation service. There has been some enhancement for the transaction in Org Studio also has been brought to production already. It's about the change org assignment and stuff related on that. And I wanted to add this consolidated business process event step. It was presented on our last release event, but still the delivery date is to be decided. So we don't know when that is actually coming yet. And then just quickly some few notes or slides on the roadmaps for the cross application services. Of course, we don't have just one roadmap, so there's different areas. I added the links at least for you to check more easily if you are interested in. And I wanted to just put some of the future features. These all are presented on kind of May or October last year. So not the newest information from Workday, but let's hope they will update it soon. But for example, the mobile side, they are planning to get this mobile menu configuration and improve tenant switcher, some plans, and the user experience is having a little bit larger list here. And one of the something to notice maybe is the support language. Next is Japanese coming, so something to notice there, but check the link if you are more interested in on this side. There's also separate presentations for the people experience. It includes all Workday Today, Journey, and Help. So you can check, I think the today is in the beginning, so most of you might be interested in that. So you can check only on the beginning. The presentation is, I think, the whole 20 minutes or something, but that is also from October. So let's hope new coming soon. And for the assistant here also some what I took from the presentation that they have planned after this release. So intelligent answers and recommendations, and the support language to be Japanese. And thank you for joining on my behalf. I see the time we have just a couple of minutes now. So if there has been coming some other questions, Tina, if you see, I think we might have time for one or two. And meanwhile, please give us feedback on the presentation or event. You can use the QR code here. And if anything I don't answer in this presentation, you can contact me and I will come back. And of course, with the chat questions, we will come back to all having there.
Yes, there has been a couple of questions,
okay.
So let's cover those. Do you know if the global search would at some point also include so-called custom applications that direct user to external sites? They are visible in the View All apps, but not in the navigation bar.
Okay. I'm not sure. I have not heard of anything about that. I can try to check from the community if there's any plans, but at least with the, I have not heard anything.
Okay,
let's come back. Yeah,
exactly. And then there is another question. Can I limit today to a specific security group or project group as a test group?
Not after this default. No, I have understood that if you opt out the new people experience homepage, then you still can continue on that, but not anymore. But after like lastly release, before this release, you had the possibility to kind of check or kind of test it within smaller security groups, but now it's on or off.
Okay, thank you. One more. Will favorites also be added to the global navigation or only shortcuts?
Shortcuts. I'm not sure now what the favorites you were talking about. You mean my shortcuts?
I think so. But I just read the question as it was formulated.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if you mean the shortcuts. It is visible on the global navigation, but not visible on the and view all apps. It was before here, this square box, but not now available here. I don't know if you want to clarify a little bit about the question, and we can come back later. I think it's 6 past, so my time is up. Unless there's some very big important question too, we can still cover. But then
there's just a few minor ones, so let's then come back to that in the email. Thank you very much, Marisanna. That has been a really useful and insightful presentation about